I have a quote for compassionate communication from Paulsen, the founder of Sunburst. Before you speak, attempt to focus your consciousness upon the divine center of your soul. Make a choice of words that are kind and truthful. So that's a big order, that all things are possible. We can do it. But compassionate communication actually has two branches. It's really interesting. One is a technique that Marshall Rosenberg taught, and another one is ancient, and we don't know exactly where it came from, but I have heard rumors that maybe it came from the Buddha a long, long time ago. And it's very sweet and simple. It's basically, is it kind? Is it true? And is it necessary? So those three, those are like the magic questions to ask yourself. And we need to be very careful when we apply any truth, when we apply any communication skill, that we're choosing the right time and the right focus. First, we need to look at ourselves and, as they say, take a look in the mirror and make sure that what we're saying is actually true of the other person rather than just true of ourselves or our own perception. But I know a lot of times before we speak, we need to stop, as they say, and look and listen. Listen to the feeling energy of the other person and listen to our own heart to make sure there is love there and kindness and truth. But honestly, the only time when you're practicing the virtue of honesty is when you're speaking in kindness. That's when the truth really comes through. And when it does, the truth can set you free. We just need to listen. Listen carefully. There's another form of communication that they call compassionate communication. This is the one by Marshall Rosenberg. This is the one that we've been practicing, my husband and I, for quite some time. And I promise you, it works. We've had many breakthroughs, and some of them big, some of them little. But if you actually do use these skills, they always work. It's amazing. But this is pretty simple too. It's first we observe what happened or what we heard or saw, and we look at it just in facts, like what can we see or touch or hear about that? What was the factual event? And we don't give any adjectives about it or any descriptive words. We just say this happened. And because of this, I feel. And feelings are a big part of it. I think feelings and need and request are the gist of it. But sometimes I don't even say what happened or what's happening. I just say I'm feeling this or I need this. And we've been together nearly 45 years, so sometimes all it takes is one word to say, like I need to talk or I'm feeling lonely. And everything else just falls into place. But that's only with someone that you've been with for a long time. If you're just introducing yourself to a relationship or a friendship, we need to be more careful and sometimes a little bit more explanatory about what we're feeling and needing. But the feelings that we want to focus on are not necessarily feelings that people usually express. They're feelings more of the heart that show our vulnerability and our deeper, the deeper part of ourselves. Like sometimes we don't really say, I'm lonely, or I'm confused. But sometimes that's kind of hard to put into words, or I'm scared, which when you say something like that, it kind of puts people on your side. Like, oh, you're sad, I'm sorry. What can I do to help? That's our natural reaction, is we all feel the kindness of the heart when someone expresses their true feeling. And the needs, our needs are basic needs. There are a lot of them. Marshall Rosenberg's list was like a whole page long. And some of them are needs that I don't necessarily feel like I ask to be fulfilled that much, like validation. And I just try to find validation in my day-to-day life. And if it chooses to validate me, I give thanks. And if it doesn't, I'll wait till another day. But some of my basic needs as a human being are, one, vision. I really need and want to have an inspiring vision for my life. And I want to be able to share that vision with other people. I want to feel like it's a common vision for us all, at least parts of it, that we all want the light, that we all want to help the planet, that we all want to live in virtue and harmony with each other and harmony with nature. And that vision, I feel like, is shared by most of humanity. I hope and pray. And another need that I find myself exclaiming and claiming sometimes is a need for freedom. I feel like I need to have, some people call it wiggle room, or room to spread my wings and fly. And sometimes in order to feel that way, you need to get out in nature, or you need to have time alone. And meditation actually brings me wings, because you're sitting there quietly, but spiritually you're flying. Spiritually, you're going to heights into the light, or you're being blessed by the light while you're just sitting here quietly. Is absolutely precious. And meditation is precious. The last part of it is making a request. And sometimes it's hard for us to ask for what we want or what we need. But basically, it's the difference between being a passive person and an assertive person. We don't want to just always be passive, because the opposite side of that coin is aggressive. We don't want to do that, for sure. So being an assertive person is asking for what you need, expressing your feelings, expressing how you really see what's happening. So I ask for my needs sometimes, just instead of all the other steps, I'll just say, would you like to do this? Or could you please do this? Sometimes I'll need help, and it's a little scary to ask for help, but you claim your validation, you claim your worthiness by asking for what you need, for what you want. And sometimes you need help, and other people are honored to help you. I know I used to go to the beach with my giant kayak almost every day, because my son was a surfer. And I would be at the beach, he would be out in the water, and I'd be on the shore with this 12-foot kayak. And I needed help getting it down to the water. And I had to go up to total strangers most of the time, many, many days, and ask them to help me. And every single time, people were thrilled to help me. And sometimes they say, well, is there anything else I can do for you? Because people, they feel happy when they can do you a favor. It makes them feel like their day was worthwhile. It makes them feel like they're helping somebody, and they are. But that gave me faith in mankind, that experience, because it went on actually for several years, and I still will go up to a total stranger and ask for help if I need it. And still, most people will say yes. So yesterday, this is just a classic example of the little conversations that we have in our home. I was telling my husband that I want to teach an herb class, and I picked out 12 herbs that I really like. And I told him what the herbs were, and he was like, oh no, don't do those. He said, I want to edit your list. And he wanted to take out plantain and motherwort, which are the bitterest herbs. And I was like blown away, like, well, this is my life study. You know, I need the freedom to make my own choices, you know. But then I got it. I just went, okay, I'm going straight to the request. Okay, I'll say, well, would you like to add a couple herbs that you would like to have on this list? And so he said sweet leaf or stevia and marshmallow. So he wanted to put, he wanted the sweet herbs on my list because I always make him tea and juice. He likes it to taste good. So I just started laughing. It's like, instead of being upset about this and going through the whole formal process, I just went straight to the request, and that solved it. But sometimes it's as simple as that. You just ask for what you want. And even though sometimes to us it may seem unreasonable, to them it may seem easy. But the key to that, if somebody says no, then we need to just cool it and accept no for an answer and give them some space. We don't push our needs on other people. We respect their space. So there's one being that is always listening to our requests and our feelings, and that being is the best listener in the universe, and that is God. And whether we're praying or whether we're just talking out loud to ourselves or to another person, or even in the quietude of our own thoughts, God is always listening. And Norm used to talk about the field of power, that if we project something out there and we continue to visualize it and create it in our mind, that eventually that reality will come true. That vision will become reality. And nowadays they talk about that kind of stuff. They call it the quantum field and quantum physics, which is basically the same thing. You visualize, you pray, you create something in your mind and in your heart, and the powers that be are listening. The ethers can hear our thoughts, and God is listening so carefully to every thought, to every word, to every feeling in our heart. God is aware of us on every level, and our job is to be aware of Him. And that's when we need to quiet down, and it's our time to listen. Listen to His response. Listen to His feelings about what's going on and to feel the energy from Spirit that's coming to us. So we're going to have a silent meditation, and I'll say a prayer, and then Patty is going to lead us in the bowls to take us in. Divine Spirit, please give us your blessing with our words, with our feeling, with our heart. Lead us to your truth, to your light, and to your divine love. We love you. Amen. Years ago, I had a conversation with a wonderful friend of mine, and she made a request of me. She said, "Sandy, have faith in me, please." At the time, I didn't quite understand. Now I find myself saying, "Have faith in me." And finding the faith to invest, not just in myself, but in all my brothers and sisters, my friends of the light, my fellow seekers. I choose to have faith in you all. Let us all have faith in each other. To see the best in each other and in ourselves. To believe that we'll make it through our challenges and emerge victorious. To believe that in our heart of hearts, we are pure gold. God put His presence inside of each of us. That's how we live. That's how we sing. That's how we put one step in front of the other. God's presence is in us. We give thanks for that. Please pray with me. Divine Spirit, may your love and your living light shine in us. Let us be kind and let us be honest. And let us speak your sacred words of truth. Amen.
Something always gets through about the children coming home. Something always gets through about the children coming home. In the channel up and down, dolphins sleep and dolphins swift. In the channel up and down, dolphins sleek and dolphins swift. Blue wing says to whitefin, swimming's good beside this ship. Blue wing says to whitefin, swimming's good beside this ship. I hear children singing, I haven't heard that in a while. I hear children singing, I haven't heard that in a while. Not since long canoes and northern children of the Isles. Not since long canoes and northern children of the Isles. turns to bluing, winks and rolls into a wave. Bluing follows swiftly, they disappear into the sea, and on the deck I stand in, wondering if they saw me wave. All my nets are thrown, and I await the fisherman's day. All my nets are thrown, and I await the fisherman's day. I will mend the lines, I will watch the tide,